from right here, close. No mess, because the mess happens inside of the bag. What's up, everyone? David here. Got a new video for y'all today. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos every week. So going into 2024, some of you may have the New Year's resolution of wanting to get in shape. You want to go in the gym, you want to build muscle, you want to lose weight, lose fat, just overall look better, live a healthier lifestyle. Now, when you start going to the gym, you may be realizing, or you may be noticing, why is it that all these gym rats, all these fit chicks, all these gym bros, all of them carry this big old duffel bag? What exactly is in it? Well, today I'm going to be going over what is inside of my gym bag. 10 gym essentials that I highly recommend that you use if you're going to start going to the gym. But keep in mind, all these are not necessities. It's just, some recommendations, and I'll give my reasoning for why I carry each thing. Now, obviously, first things first, you need a gym bag to put your stuff in. Doesn't have to be real flashy, just get a real generic one. Me, I go with Ross. Whether you buy a really expensive bag or a real cheap bag, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. It's just meant to hold all your shit inside of it. So that's why Ross. First things first. Now, this actually has nothing to do with what you will use during the workout. It's more for before and after, and that's going to be this little bag right here. We're just going to label it overall as toiletries, and the most important one is wear some fucking deodorant if you're going to be going in the gym, man. Half of y'all be smelling horrible. Yes, you're going to be sweating. Yes, you're going to be pushing hard, but come on, put some deodorant on before you even go in the gym, and along with that, put some body spray, something like spray it, man. Take a shower. You smell horrible. And then on top of that, if you're going to be taking a shower at the gym, which occasionally, sometimes I do, I make sure I bring the soap. But overall, just come on, guys. Hygiene, smell good, feel good. This shit right here, you put it under your fucking armpit so you don't smell like a motherfucker. All this stuff right here. Toiletries, that is the #1 necessity, because the last thing I want to do is be doing my curls and the guy next to me smells like ass. Fuck that. So that's #1. Next thing, we're gonna be going in the gym. You gotta start loosening up a little bit. We gotta get the warm up in. We gotta get the blood flowing. That's where these warm up bands come into play. So I carry 2 of them. I got a longer one, which typically I would use for shoulders. So I'll go ahead and step on it. It's just real light, behind, in front, just really loosening up the shoulders. If you don't want to carry one of these, just go ahead and use a cable. I would like to point out though, if you're the person that grabs weight plates and starts doing these, you're doing absolutely nothing. Because think about it, the weight of the plate is pushing down, but you want the gravity or the force to be pulling sideways. So that's why either use a cable to do your rotations or grab a band, tie it off to the side and pull it this way, all right? But me personally, I like using a band. Now, that's for more or less upper body, specifically the shoulders and elbows. But what happens if I want to warm up my hips or my knees, lower body? I go with the little strap, put it around my knees, do a couple of warm-ups just to loosen up the hips, get some blood flow going in there. Again, warm-up bands. Real good, especially if we start approaching cold season, or if we're currently in cold season, get a little bit more blood flow going to those joints. Now, at this point, we're already inside of the gym. We're already warmed up. We're starting to break a good sweat. When it comes to that, what you want to do is you want to replenish whatever it is that you're sweating out. Got to bring the hydration in there, the water, but not just water. You also got to add a couple of electrolytes, a couple of sugars, some carbs, something in here. Because when you sweat, you're not only sweating water, you're also sweating other things. So in here, I put 24 ounces of water along with 2 scoops of Tang. You know what Tang is? It's that orange powder. Give it some flavor, a little bit of sugars. Because if I'm just going to be drinking water when I'm working out, eventually I'm going to feel lightheaded. Because I do sweat a lot. I got to replenish everything else besides the water. Got to get the sugars, the minerals, the vitamins, the electrolytes, everything, the salts, especially the salts. So that's what all of this is for. Now, what exactly are we doing in the gym? We're using equipment, are we not? Yes. The last thing I want to see any of y'all do is move on to the next piece of equipment before wiping down the fucking bench you were on. All right, I don't want to be going up to the dumbbell rack thinking I want to do dumbbell bench press, and right as I'm about to sit back on that bench, I notice someone left a fucking sweat pile there. No, bring a towel, wipe yourself off, wipe down the equipment, you know, be a little bit more cleanly with it. So I always carry a sweat towel with me. You don't want to forget it. Tuck it in your pants, so at least you don't have to worry about holding onto it. Just have it there. When you're done working out, boom, right there. Maybe carry even 2 of them with you. One of them for your face, another one to wipe down the equipment, so at least you have some common courtesy and you're not leaving the next person wanting to use that bench in a pile of sweat, specifically your sweat. Come on, be a little bit more courteous. So that's it for that one. Boom, sweat towel, sweat towels, real essential. Now, let's just say, you're starting to get a little big, you're starting to get stronger. Supportive gear. Now you want to lift a little bit more. You want that little extra edge. What are we talking about? Number 1 piece of supportive gear that I, at least, just again, this is just me personally, would recommend is a weight belt. If I could limit everything to just 1 piece of equipment, it's gonna have to be this. I use my belts for my heavy squats, my heavy deadlifts. Bench press, I don't really use it at all, but again, comes in real handy. Just a little bit more core strength, core support, you know. But on top of this, you want to make sure you know how to breathe and brace properly before you ever throw on this. And I'd like to point out, if you're new to the gym, I wouldn't even recommend you use it at all. I would say use this once you have some experience. You're more along the lines of an intermediate to advanced lifter, because you need to understand the concept of breathing and bracing, proper core strength and core stabilization before you start using this. Because a lot of people, especially beginners, they start using a belt thinking it's going to instantly help them lift more, which in some cases may help, but you got to know how to use it right. And half the time, do people even use it for the reason it's meant for? No, they use it as a corset to keep their gut in. That is not the case. This is meant to add a little bit more core stabilization for your lift, but you shouldn't always have to rely on it. Rely on your breathing and your bracing. You don't know what that is? Look it up. So moving on from the belt, more supportive gear. I got 2 types. I got my sleeves, and then I got my wraps, but we'll go over the sleeves first. Sleeves is real good because you can keep it on your knees. I got knee sleeves and I got elbow sleeves. You can keep it on those joints for a long period of time and it doesn't feel like it's cutting off your circulation. They're easy to take on, they're easy to take off, and they're also easy to put on. So I personally go with Stoic. Again, it's good for overall joint stabilization, you know, but don't think that you should always be using this, even for your warm-up sets. I only throw these on during heavier sets. If I can squat 4 plates, which I can, by the way, I'm not gonna be using these when I'm squatting 1 plate, 2 plates, or 3 plates. I'm probably gonna be throwing them on once I hit roughly 3 plates on a 25, so 365 or 405. Again, this is meant for a little extra you know, a little bit extra help. You shouldn't have to be solely relying on these. But if you are gonna be using these, then I would recommend getting a good quality brand. So I went with Stoic. I've gotten the cheap, flimsy ones from Big Five, or like, you know, the copper fit ones. The ones that really, realistically, what support does those give you? It just feels like you're wearing an extra sock around your knee or an extra sock around your elbows. These are actually thick. I mean, look it, I can hold it straight and it doesn't falter. If I were to get the cheap ones, they'd be all the way down like this, like, you know, very flimsy like a sock. No, this one is pretty stiff. Well, maybe not there, but like this one is stiff. I like these. They're nice and thick. I feel a lot of support on my knees. Now, moving on from that, those are the sleeves. Again, I said you could slide them on, leave them on. But if I want even more, let's just say I'm going for a new PR, my top set, and I just need the most support I can for just that one set, that's where the wraps come to play. I honestly rely more on my knee wraps than I do my knee sleeves. The way my squat workouts are, it's 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, just bare knee, no supportive equipment, and then whatever is after that, my top set, so whether it be 365, 405, or just maybe a little bit over 4 plates, I'll throw on the knee wraps just on that last set. Again, it gives you a little extra bounce at the bottom. And even for hypertrophy standards, you want to build the muscle, it's not just for strength purposes. If I want to build up my quads, I would throw these on for my regular squats. It allows me to overload the quad a little bit more at the top, because now my limiting factor is not the bottom portion. My knee is not being strong enough. Now I could go a little bit heavier. More weight could possibly lead to more stimulus on the quad, which could in turn possibly lead to more muscle growth. So again, I like using knee wraps over knee sleeves, but it's good to have both in case you want to switch things up. Now, moving on to the third piece of supportive equipment that are considered extras, because I said number 1 is going to be the belt. Wraps is after, sleeves can go after that. Last one, it's gonna be straps right here. And honestly, I have them, but I don't really use them too often. The very few times I will use them is when I'm doing RDLs or any type of heavy rowing motion. Now, why is that? Specifically for the RDLs, if I'm gonna be doing a heavy set of 8, what is it that's gonna be giving out first? My glutes and my hamstrings, or my forearms, my grip strength, my fingers opening up? So that's why this pretty much ties you to the bar, so I can do whatever amount of reps I wanna do on that exercise without my grip being the limiting factor. Now, if I'm doing a rowing motion, I want the stimulus, I want all the focus to be right here, right on my lats. I don't want my hand to be opening up right as I'm approaching the last 2 reps. No, because then I just cut the set short because my grip strength could not compare to my lat strength. So again, if I'm doing heavy rows or heavy RDLs, that's when this comes in. But if I'm only doing roughly 1 heavy rep, I wouldn't have to rely on it. I can go up to, I'd say confidently, I can go up to a heavy set of 12, roughly my 12 RMs on rowing motions before I start feeling the need for straps or before I start feeling my grip open up. Next thing, and honestly, this has been the biggest cheat code that I have found to help me maximize my gains at the gym. And it's not necessarily something new. It's something that everyone knows about, but it's how you get away with using it so you don't get caught. Chalk. A lot of gyms do not allow you to use chalk, and for good reason. You know, it can get annoying having to, like, you know, scoop up your hand, get chalk everywhere. The floor is a mess. You know, no gym owner, no gym employee wants to deal with your bullshit and cleaning up the chalk and the mess that you made. So if they see you with chalk out, what are they gonna do? They're gonna tell you, hey, put the chalk away. Hey, chalk is not allowed. Excuse me, sir, you can't do that, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you know what? I need my gains. I need chalk because my hand is sweating. I sweat a lot, all right? There's only so much I can do of this to dry my hands before they get sweaty again. It's only for a couple sets. Here's what I found. If you do not take your own chalk container. Sometimes it comes like in a chalk ball and like you get the powder out. Sometimes people bring like a Velcro bag and they open it up and they get the chalk. Nah, a good way to hide chalk so that no one sees at the gym or no one's gonna suspect anything is grab a fanny pack. Put the fanny pack around you, and then from right here, inside of that fanny pack, that's when you'll have your chalk. Because think about it, this just looks like I'm lifting. Everyone carries a fanny pack in the gym. At least I see it's pretty common. People usually put their phone or whatever in there. But if you unzip it, no one's looking, grab a little bit of chalk, and then boom, look at that. All you gotta do is just a little right there, from right here, close. No mess, because the mess happens inside of the bag. Boom, everything is in there. Dust off the excess, because again, when you use chalk, you don't need a whole lot. A lot of people think this chalk, they have to grab this big old mound and just make a mess everywhere. No, the chalk, you only need enough to dry your hands. I mean, look at my hands. Look at it. Look at it. It doesn't even look like a lot, but my hands are very dry now. That's all you need. You do not need an excessive amount of chalk to dry up your hands to do your lift. And I find it even more ridiculous when I see people chalk up the back of their hand. Why the fuck would you chalk up the back of your hand? You do not need to do that. The back of your hand is not gonna be in contact with anything. It's only the parts of your hand that are gonna be in contact with the bar, the dumbbell, the handles of the machine, the handles of the cable, whatever it is you're gonna be grabbing. Only the parts of your hand that are gonna be touching those need to be the parts of your hand that have the chalk. So for me personally, right here, obviously, backhand, palms of the hands, and then the webbing between index and thumb. Because think about it, that's the part that wraps around the bar. Those are the only places I put chalk. And boom, hands dry, don't need to do the excess. Everything is hidden in this fanny pack. They won't suspect anything. So again, if you want to use chalk in the gym, but it's not allowed, do not take a separate container. They will catch you. Wear a fanny pack. Everyone has it. They won't suspect nothing. Lastly, we just finished our workout. What exactly are we going to be drinking after the workout? I don't see many people doing this, at least not the way that I do it. A lot of them bring the typical shaker cup, you know, the gym bro one with the little metal ball inside of it to shake it up. That don't do me anything. I don't drink regular protein shakes like that. I don't just mix water with a scoop of protein powder and then shake it up. No, I need more calories. I mean, I'm talking about, I need mass gainer shakes. All right, I'm trying to put on a lot of size. I need milk. I need milk blended with oats, blended with bananas, blended with peanut butter, blended with protein powder. I need a bunch of stuff blended in there. And that shaker bottle can only do so much. Now, along with that, just the size alone is gonna cause an issue because I need to drink more, and usually those blender bottles do not hold enough liquid in it. I gotta keep it cold. It could heat up pretty bad in the gym, and a lot of people if they're just mixing protein powder and water, they don't have to worry about refrigerating. I bring homemade protein shakes to the gym. I gotta keep refrigerated. So what do I include in my gym bag? A little mini lunch box. And in here, we open up. All right, there, my post-workout shake ready to drink immediately after the workout is over. Right when I'm done with my last set, boom, replenish what I just burned, boom. Get the protein in, get the calories in, let the recovery process start, let the muscles grow. Now, to keep it cold, and that's why, again, it's real important to have a lunchbox, I could put an ice pack in this bitch right here. This ice pack has made it so convenient to carry whatever protein shake I want anywhere I want, specifically to the gym. This thing literally costed me $2 at a convenience store, and it stays cold 24/7, even during summer, believe it or not. As long as you're putting it inside lunchbox and you're actually zipping up the lunchbox all the way, the cold is gonna stay inside. So boom, game changer. Take your shakes with you on the go. Again, if you're just doing a regular water and protein powder, you don't have to worry about refrigerating. But if you're gonna be blending real food in it, like for example, a banana, which I feel is pretty common, highly recommend. There you have it, everyone. 10 things that I carry in my gym bag. Now again, although the title of the video does say gym essentials, they're not all essential, all right? You don't need all this. If you're a beginner, you don't have to worry too much about wearing knee wraps. You just need to focus on perfecting your squat technique. If you're a beginner, you do not need a weightlifting belt. What you need to do is focus on the core strength and how to learn how to properly breathe and brace. I don't care if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, you do need toiletries. Put on some fucking deodorant. Protein shake, you don't need to do it if you can just drive home and make your shake there. Again, this is just what works for me, and I feel like it's something that could help many others going to the gym. You see all these bodybuilders carry around their gym bag. What's in there? What is that for? Hopefully this gave some clarification and some why you would use each individual item. Mess around with it, just take what you need. Some people take an extra shirt, an extra pair of shorts, extra pair of clothes to the gym. That's perfectly fine, especially if you're gonna be showering there. Let's just say you're going to the gym before you go to work. You gotta take some extra clothes, because I really doubt you're gonna be going to work wearing the same dirty, sweaty clothes as you just worked out in. Again, put whatever the fuck you want inside of your gym bag. Gym bag, don't get so complicated with it. A lot of people have to buy this high-end bag, and a bag is a bag. As long as it closes, as long as it carries everything that you need, as long as it's big enough, I mean, who cares? Again, Ross. Knee wraps, I got them at Walmart, all right? They're real cheap. This bottle I got for free. This thing, I got it at TJ Maxx. This belt, I bought it used at the swap meet. This bag, again, Ross. Again, everything, it doesn't have to be like, you know, real expensive, just cost efficient stuff, just be effective. At the end of the day, this stuff is not gonna be lifting the weights for you. You are gonna be lifting the weights for you. Put whatever it is that you need for you to see the best results for your personal gain. Comment down below if you thought this video was interesting. What do you put in your gym bag? What are your gym essentials? What do you take with you day in and day out to the gym? I want to get some ideas. Maybe there's something else I could add in here that I feel like I could benefit from, or maybe that others can benefit from as well. Be sure to subscribe to not just this channel, but my girlfriend's channel and our couple's channel, so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, we got new videos every week across the board for all 3 channels. And then for Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Make sure you follow me on my accounts, my girlfriend's accounts, the couple's accounts. I put all the links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.